Hey guys, I'm wikidwitch11 and I'm your new host for Wednesdays on The Witch's Voice. And this week we're talking about empathy. And I like to start my video by reading to you a definition that I found on the Llewellyn website. And it reads, empathy, the ability to psychically perceive, absorb, and directly experience the emotions of others. And it was said by Brandy Palakek. To put it in simpler terms, or just a more basic definition, empathy, it's the ability to feel other people's emotions. It's that simple. Now, empathy can be a blessing or it can be a curse, just like Kira said on her video. If you are an empath, there needs to be a level of control between your own emotions and the emotions you are feeling from other people. And this can take a lot of time to master and a lot of patience. Some empaths don't have this level of patience or don't have this level of time to be able to control it and be able to use it properly. The key here is control. If you let the gift control you, then you're walking dangerous territory, because you'll be all over the place and you won't be able to control, let alone your own emotions, but the emotions that are coming in from other people. This can take time, like I said. I've been an empath for as long as I can remember, but I can remember right now and I can tell you that when I was 6 years old, it was a big problem for me. One minute I was completely happy and jumping up and down and climbing trees. The next minute I was angry and punching my cousin in the face for no apparent reason, and the next minute I was hysterically crying in my room for no reason at all. Like, it took the toll on me when I was younger. It wasn't until later on in life where I did my research and I found out that this was actually a gift that I had, and I learned through practice and through years and years of patiently working on it to be able to control it and be able to use it properly and be able to help others. The good thing about being an empath is that we can actually help a lot of people, and this gift can actually bring us a sense of connection with the world around us. And I think it's perfectly amazing to have this gift. Now, everyone in the world, every human being has empathic abilities. But there are those that have a little bit more. And these are the ones that actually need to learn how to control it, because it can take over their lives. And it can basically transition into other areas of your own being. And it can cause illnesses if not worked on it properly. Which is why it is very important for all empaths to have a level of control over your gift. It doesn't mean that you're going to order your gift to do whatever you please. It means that you are able to control it so that it doesn't take over yourself. And that's the most important thing. Now, the Canadian witch had said in her video, she was talking about walking into a funerary home and how she was able to feel and perceive that everybody there was faking their griefs and they were being hypocrites. She inspired me, and if you haven't watched her video, go ahead and watch that as well. But she inspired me to share my own story, because I had a completely different story when walking into a funerary home, and I like to share it with you guys. Recently, my uncle died, and I had to go to the funerary home to pay homage and pay respect to him and say goodbye for one last time. I was dealing with my own grieving emotions, so I was not prepared to deal with everybody else's emotions in that room. First of all, I didn't know how many people were going to be in there in the first place. And my thoughts and my feelings were all over the place, because this is family we're talking about. So I was not thinking about, oh, I'm an empath and I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to feel everybody else's emotions. I was concerned with my own at that moment. So when I walked in unprepared in that room, there were over 50 people in the room, and everybody was feeling grief in different levels. What happened? all of those emotions came rushing towards me at the same time, and it made me collapse. I basically just dropped on the floor, and I was crying because of all of these emotions at once. I literally had to crawl out of the room because it was too much to bear, too much to deal with for one person. Now, of course, everybody else thought that, I was hysterically crying because, it is family. And yes, at some point, in some level, I was hurt because this was family. But the reason why I was crawling out of the room, it wasn't because of that. It was because of all of the energies and all of the emotions that I was getting from over 50 people in the room at the same time. I can handle 1 or 2 people. I can handle 5. But I can't handle over 50. It drives me insane. And I've had years to deal with this gift and know how to work with it so that it doesn't get to me as much. But when you're not prepared to deal with over 50 people's emotions at the same time, it can cause extreme chaos. So I stepped away and I walked outside for at least 20 minutes where I can gather my own thoughts, emotions, and I can ground and center myself and get myself ready to walk back into the room and not have that same effect happen to me again. Now later on, I was able to walk in and I had a control over my emotions, and I started dealing with everybody else's, but it didn't get to me as much as it did when I first walked in, because now I'm walking in prepared. So keep in mind that this can happen as well. I mean, hell, I can't even walk into a Walmart in the middle of the day because I get headaches and emotion and all these emotions, and I get angry and I get sad and I get pissy, and I can't be in Walmart in the middle of the day. It drives me insane. So when I'm going to Walmart, I go after 9 o'clock. Walmart's over here at 24 hours. So after 9 o'clock, at 9 p.m., I walk into Walmart and it's practically empty. That's the best time for me to go to Walmart, because if I go in the middle of the day, I go insane. I don't even last 5 minutes and before I have to walk out of the store. It gets to be that hard sometimes. Even if you have years of experience like I do, it still takes a toll sometimes. Now, what I would like to suggest for any empath, and you guys who have made videos before and who are empaths, listen up to this, because I like to suggest certain things that work for me as an empath, and I think it will help with you guys as well. Crystals. Now, you can see right now that I'm wearing a soda-light pendulum. Excuse me. Soda-light helps greatly for empaths. Not only does soda-light help to control your own emotions, but it helps transition the emotions of others when you are getting them or perceiving them or feeling them. It helps the transition become smoothly so that they don't come rushing in and attack you and then you feel overwhelmed. Soda-light is great. Black tourmaline has the same effect. Not only does it have protective energy and it helps great for an empath, but it also helps with the transition between your own emotions and the emotions of others. Another crystal that works great is lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli has the same effects. Black onyx, also another great one. Now, if you work with the public on a daily basis, if you have interactions with the public in your daily life, or if you work with interactions with people all the time, like I do, wearing a crystal from one of those choices on a pendant, on a ring, or on a bracelet helps a lot. So I suggest that you guys get any of those and wear them because it helps a lot. I'm telling you, I've used them and I know they work. Now, if you don't work with crystals, that's fine. You don't have to work with crystals. Grounding and centering is another way of getting you to take control of your own emotions and be able to form that invisible wall between your own emotions and the emotions of others. Grounding and centering, it's vital for any form of spirituality, because if you're ungrounded, then you're opening yourself to any form of energy and attacks from anything that's around in the environment. So grounding and centering is vital for any type of spirituality. You don't have to be a witch to do grounding and centering. It's just a vital form of getting yourself grounded in order to be able to deal with your daily lives. So that's all I have to say on the topic. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the warm welcomes that everybody has given me. I feel so blessed to be a part of this channel and to be able to reach all of you. Thank you everybody on the channel. I love you guys so much. And till next Wednesday, blessed be.